I was handing a hot plate of brisket to a National Guard sergeant when I heard the metallic slam. The tow hook dropped like a damn guillotine right onto the bumper of my food truck. The grill was still sizzling. EMTs, firefighters, even a few linemen were lined up, plates in hand, stomachs growling. And there she stood, clipboard in one hand, smug as ever. Linda Whitmore, HOA president and queen of passive aggression. No warning, no conversation. Just that stupid little smirk like she'd scraped me off her shoe. She pointed at her clipboard like it was a federal warrant and yelled over the generator hum. Violation of Regulation 6.3.2, unregistered commercial vehicle. I said, "Linda, this isn't a taco stand. This is emergency deployment." She rolled her eyes and said, "Well, it's not my emergency." 3 days earlier, a surprise storm dumped nearly 10 inches of rain on West Bay Grove. Streets turned to rivers. Power lines snapped. Families got trapped in their homes. Shelters were full. And I did what I've always done. I fired up the Iron Flame, my military-grade food truck. I'm a vet, served 12 years as a field cook. And this truck, it's not just a business. It's a certified emergency response unit. Generator, satellite GPS, backup solar, you name it. I parked right in my own neighborhood for once. Figured it was time to feed the folks on my own block. People came running. EMTs, cops, families with toddlers on their hips. I refused every dollar they tried to hand me. I just kept the line moving. Even got a little news spot on Channel 6. Guess who didn't like that? Linda had always had it out for me. Said my grass was too tall. Trash can out 6 minutes early. One time she even measured the font on my mailbox numbers. But this was nuclear. I watched helplessly as my truck, my lifeline, my mission, got hauled away with firemen standing in line still waiting for breakfast. I chased after them, a box of granola bars still in my hand, shouting, "This is a disaster zone!" But the driver just looked at me, sad-eyed, and said, "Orders from the HOA, man." Not even an hour later, Linda had a damn catering van roll up to the exact same spot for her HOA brunch. Muffins, fruit platters, mimosas. No clipboard, no towing, just laughter and linen tablecloths. That's when I knew. This wasn't about rules. It was about control. About me. Cost me $2,000 to get the truck back. The tow company said they were just following instructions, but the paperwork had Linda's signature, clear as day. I paid it, hands shaking. Then I went straight to the fire station. The chief just nodded and said, "She got you too, huh?" I couldn't sleep that night. The more I thought about it, the more it gnawed at me. Linda hadn't just sabotaged me. She'd sabotaged the entire neighborhood. First responders had to delay routes because they were looking for food. EMTs went without meals. Also, Linda could host a catered brunch during a blackout. So I started digging. City code, FEMA paperwork, HOA charters, all of it. I parked legally just outside HOA limits at a church lot across the street. And the moment I flipped the open sign, they came flooding back. Firefighters, linemen, moms with babies. And Linda, she stood on her porch, arms crossed, staring like she'd just swallowed a lemon. Then the media showed up, again. This time, I didn't hold back. Told them everything. The tow, the brunch, the hypocrisy. "I'm not asking for special treatment," I said on camera. "I'm just asking not to be sabotaged while feeding the people keeping this town alive." That lit a fire. Next day, my generator cords were slashed, not frayed. Cut, tossed into the bushes, and call me paranoid, but only one person would have known where those cords ran, or had reason to destroy them. Luckily, I'd installed a camera that streamed to the cloud. Caught her in the act. Hoodie up, but posture unmistakable. She even looked straight into the lens. Police took the footage seriously. Tampering with emergency equipment during a declared disaster? That's not just petty. That's criminal. They didn't arrest her on the spot, but the investigation was real. Then came the health inspectors. 2 of them, nice enough guys, clipboard and badge. I let them in, let them poke through everything. Logs, water filters, storage units. One of them even stayed for coffee. As they left, one leaned in and said, "We got a complaint packet with photos. One of you handing food to a fireman with unlicensed vendor written in Sharpie." She was grasping now, desperate. 2 days later, the HOA board showed up. 3 of them, not including Linda. They asked to talk. I stepped outside. Greg, poor guy, looked like he hadn't slept in a week, said Linda was pushing a motion to have me declared a neighborhood nuisance. Not just the truck. Me. She found some buried clause about residents disrupting the peace. And you know what they said? "We were hoping you'd just move." Move. For feeding disaster workers in a blackout. I laughed in their faces. And then I called the news again. The interview aired the next morning, cut between me flipping pancakes and Linda yelling about avocado wraps. People I didn't even know started stopping by the truck, thanking me, shaking my hand, giving their kids snacks to hand out. A school nurse dropped off pastries with a handwritten note. "Thank you for standing your ground." Linda wasn't done. She started a fake community group, Citizens for Neighborhood Purity. Passed out flyers with doctored images accusing me of profiting off disasters. One photo showed me taking a dollar bill from a reporter during a TV demo, edited to look like a secret deal. That's when I called a lawyer. She looked through the mess and said, "You want to sue? We got a case." I said, "I don't want her money. I want this to stop." She smiled and said, "Then let's show them how deep the rot goes." I compiled everything. Footage, documents, statements from linemen and nurses. Submitted a complaint to the city about Linda as a public safety risk. Within a week, she had 3 inspections on her home. Her brunch caterer got fined. The HOA board, under pressure, called an emergency vote. That meeting? It was a damn movie scene. Clubhouse packed. Neighbors, news, even people from other districts showed up. Linda walked in like nothing happened. Pearls and hairspray, business as usual. But the air was electric. When they played the security footage, her cutting my generator line, people gasped. And then Jenna, the nurse who'd confronted her day one, stood up. "I was there," she said. "He didn't stage anything. He was feeding a paramedic when she had him towed." One by one, others stood up. Linemen, school staff, a pastor. Each told their truth. And Linda? She just sat there, jaw tight, eyes flickering like she was watching her kingdom collapse. The board voted. 4-1. Linda was suspended pending investigation. She stormed out muttering about lawyers. And I kept feeding people. Through a community cookout. Burgers, music, first aid kits, even a jazz trio. The mayor showed up, handed me a plaque, called me a pillar of post-disaster recovery. Then came the twist no one expected. A tow truck rolled up. Not for me, for her. Linda had left her chrome-plated golf cart in a no-parking zone. The driver followed protocol, took photos, started lifting. Linda came running out in a bathrobe, screaming about harassment. This time, No one stopped it. A teenager yelled, "You want that vegan wrap now, Linda?" And I just kept cooking. I didn't win this with rage or revenge or noise. I won by standing firm, by feeding people, by documenting everything. And Linda, she couldn't tow away community. So, who was really in the wrong here?